Hello world, my name is Klaus Hostel and I'm doing 100 innovation keynotes in 100 days. Today is number 51 and today I'm going to talk about innovating on the way we ask for help. Now today's hero is Jeff, and you might be thinking, Jeff? This is what Jeff looks like, and if you don't recognize him, his name is Jeff Haden. And Jeff is a speaker, he's a writer, and he's an author. And today we're going to focus on the writing part, because I'm going to jump to an article that Jeff wrote a couple of years back for Inc. magazine. I found it at inc.com. It's dated September 27th, 2018. The reason I give you that tidbit is because you might want to look it up. So the article is called The Best Way to Ask for Help and Actually Get It. Reaching out for help, here's the best way. Let's dive in. First off, there's the classic approach that Hayden describes. That is that somebody writes to you, it could be on LinkedIn, could be a mail, could be stopping you in the street, though this is mostly for written stuff. It says, hello, I am this person, my name is Patricia, I'm from so-and-so, yada yada. And then they say, you're very good at this, or I found your insights useful, or I write to you because you have a PhD in whatever. They say something nice. Then they explain what it is they need. I need this and this exactly. I need new recipes for my restaurant that's going to open. And then you're a master chef, so I'm writing to you. They come with an explanation of what it is they need. And this can get pretty damn specific. And then they say, here's what I want from you. So first they explain, then they say, here's my ask. Could you do this? Or could I get this from you? Or do you want to help me with that? Whatever it is. And then finally they say, please, it would really mean so much to me, or you'd be doing me a huge favor, or you'd make the world a better place, that sort of thing. Now, according to Hayden, and he did this by analyzing some of these he'd gotten himself, these are 400, or at least in his case, 463 words on average. Now, this is not a scientific survey that he'd done, just looking at some of the requests he's gotten in, or he had gotten in when he wrote the article. And I picture that somewhere in the universe, because to me this makes no sense, but somewhere in the universe there must be this room. This is Tina. And Tina and her colleague Mark are at work, and Tina says, hey Mark. Tina's got a surprisingly masculine voice, but you have to deal with the world as it is, right? She says, hey Mark, I wrote this guy and I asked him for help, and I did 463 words. He's totally gonna say yes. How could he not, man? 463. And Mark goes, Tina, you're the best. You got it. Yeah, good tactic. Now, sadly, reality doesn't work like that. It's just not happening. And I've gotten quite a few of these myself. I haven't done the word count as Mark did, or as Jeff did, sorry. But I have gotten these mails, and they're terrible. I've gotten these mails, these LinkedIn messages, and it doesn't work. So here's the Hayden approach instead. And this is interesting because it's so much more like what happens in reality, in physical reality. It's simply this: can you help me? The reply: what do you need? Maybe I can help. I can try. Sure. I've been stopped on streets many times by people saying, hey, can you help me? And then you're like, okay, what's your problem? Then they tell you what the problem is. Sometimes they stop you and say, we want to reach Rådhuspladsen, which is a central square in Copenhagen, or we'd like help with this. But usually when they just ask, can you help? Then they're like, yeah, I want to do my best to help, but what's your problem? Maybe I can help, maybe I can't. Now, according to Hayden, you shouldn't say what you need. You shouldn't say, I want these recipes, I want them in this format, or I want this and this. You should say what you can't do. I can't reach this, I'm out of ideas, or I don't know how to do that, or I can't make my bike work. Instead of saying, I need this sort of screwdriver, say, I can't make my bike work. And don't ask for the solution, tempting as it is. Instead, share the problem with them. Tell them what the problem is. Now, why should you do it this way? And when I read this was fascinating to me, because I could see some situation in my life where I do exactly this, and some where I really don't. I'm going to try to do more of it. But why should you do it this way? Why should you share the problem and what you can't do instead of sharing the solution you're looking for and the thing you're asking for from them? Well, first off, It shows that you respect them, that you're saying, I'm going to tell you the problem, and I acknowledge that you're smarter than me or more knowledgeable or more of an expert in this particular case. Not necessarily as a human being, but in this particular case, you know more than I do. I'm coming to you for help, and I don't assume that I know what that help would be. I'm giving this to you, and then you can help me fix it if you want to. Second, you're showing trust. You're saying, I trust you with my vulnerability. You're saying, I need this. And not so much I need this, but also I'm trusting that you will be okay with me asking. He has this beautiful example of somebody writing, so I'm doing this big presentation for a big conference, something like that, and my slides could use some tweaking. He says, don't do it like that, because you're just covering your own ass and showing your own importance. Instead, say, I don't know how to do good slides, or I feel my slides aren't really where I want them to be. Can you help me? You also show you'll listen, because by asking this, you're not asking for a simple yes or no answer. You're opening up a dialogue, and that's a key point here. Because the results of this, the results are, will they be able to solve the problem? Not necessarily. Will they offer the solution you want? Not necessarily. Will they even want to help? You could guess it, right? Not necessarily. But now it's a dialogue. It's not a transaction. You're not saying, I have this thing I want from you. Can you deliver yes or no? You're saying, I have this thing. I have this issue. Can you help me? Can we talk about it? Can you kind of shine a little light on it? Can you help me out here? Instead of just, can you do the thing that I ask in a specific way? Few of us respond to transactions that we didn't ask for. Somebody writes me on LinkedIn trying to sell me something. I'm not super positive about that. Most people aren't. But if somebody writes and says, hey, Klaus, I have a problem. Can you help me? I'm a student. I'm struggling, and I don't know what to do. I don't maybe know that person, but I'm inclined to help if I can. Or somebody trying to say, here's the thing that I want you to do for me, for no apparent reason for you and for all sorts of reasons for me. I want you to spend your time on giving me exactly what I want. So we don't respond well to transactions. We do respond well to dialogue. Now, of course, the million-dollar question is, does this work? Before I answer that question, I want you to think about, what will the next slide be? I'm quite sure quite a few of you are like, hey, I got it. I got it. I see what you did there. And some of you will go, I don't know where this is going. Does it work? Does it not? I'm curious. So, small drum roll. I don't know. Can you help me find out? Thank you.